Welcome to this podcast channel, Center of Excellence, Pharma 4. You must be knowing it. We are focusing on two discussions about emerging technologies, digital transformation, and Pharma 4. The objective of this particular channel is to discuss more about what are the challenges in adoption of emerging technologies, what should be our benefit, what should be our roadmap. So that is what is the thought process on which this particular podcast channel has been launched. So my name is Jayan Joshi. I'm having more than 45 years of industry experience. My passion is adoption of emerging technologies to achieve business excellence, mainly in pharma and regulatory industry. We also have a YouTube channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, where there are more than 200 videos, again discussing about various aspects about the business with consideration for emerging technologies, digital transformation, and Pharma 4. We have also launched a course, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma, on Udemy platform. And recently we have launched this new podcast channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. I request all of you to please visit all these channels, look at the videos or the content, do share your comments so that we can improve on further content and presentations. Also, suggest to your network, and if you have any suggestions about the various topics, do write to us. So let's look at it. In this episode, I'm going to discuss how we can leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to Pharma 4 success actually. I will discuss more on to the transformative role of artificial intelligence and machine learning they can play to particularly move from old legacy system, analog systems to the digital system supporting the Pharma 4 technologies. So the key things, topics which I'm going to discuss is one is understanding Pharma 4. Pharma 4 principles are like integrating the complete systems using emerging technologies and digital transformation. Emerging technologies are like cloud, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, robotics, and some of the new technologies coming up like chatbot, AR, VR, and how data analytics and other things can really support Pharma 4 requirements. Second is the role of artificial intelligence and machine learning. When we are manufacturing a particular product and a drug, there is a manufacturing process supported by quality control, supply chain management, warehouse, logistic, distributions and all. And that gets connected, linked up to patients finally. So how artificial intelligence can really use the data analytics and all, which can really help in a data-driven decision-making support systems and all that, and that can improve the outcomes and improve the processes. Third is the operational efficiency. When we are doing a business, we always look out for better decisions, faster decisions, correct decisions. And how artificial intelligence and machine learning, they can really help in enhancing operational efficiencies, optimizing production processes, how it can help in reducing the wastage, how it can help in improving overall equipment effectiveness, no? What is known as OEE or something like that. And how these improvements can really contribute and assure you the better quality of the product and better customer satisfaction, that is the patient satisfaction. The fourth is quality control. As you know, in pharmaceutical industry, regulatory industry, maintaining all those data is a big challenge. And whether artificial intelligence can help in predicting the data or the parameters or process parameters and how we can really control them, improve them, so that now the issues are within our control limits, and how that can help in maintaining the documentation. And if machine learning algorithms can really take up the data and do that analysis and do that to prediction of the results which are expected, so that now your quality is always improved. So that is another use of this particular artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then comes the regulatory compliances. As we know, there are a lot of requirements like current good manufacturing practices, good distribution practices, good laboratory practices, and all this requires a lot of documentation. Lot of data needs to be compiled, to be created, and to be maintained, and all that. So this that is what is the objective, how it can help. And our observation, wherever during this last 40 years actually, there's a lot of time is taken over there, and that uh, impacts the productivity of the laboratory people or the skills and all that. Automation and maintaining this documentation as per the regulatory requirements reduces the human error and also saves maybe about 25 to 30% of the time and all that. So this is where maintaining the data integrity into quality system is a very important thing actually. Now, this requires a phased implementation approach. Actually, uh, you must have observed. I'm talking about so many areas and so many processes where artificial intelligence and machine learning can contribute it. But we have to go in a phase manner. We have to take some challenging project. We have to implement as a pilot project. We have to build a proof of concepts and all that, and then we can go on extending it to many more areas and all. This requires a leadership support also. Finally, all these systems are driven by the human being, and then human are motivated. They needs to be guided by a leader. So the involvement of the top management is very essential, and executive leadership can help in providing the vision, the directions, and the resource allocations and everything. And most important thing is helping the culture of innovation to be developed into the organization. So, what are the future trends? The future trends are there like as customers, the patients are expecting a good product, quality product, assured about the timely deliveries at a good price and all that. And artificial intelligence and machine learning should really also focus onto this particular customers or the patient's expectations and all that. So many more areas can be thought and innovations can be done, and then that can really go on helping it. So the conclusion is that this thing requires a lot of efforts, and with what I call it as a holistic approach. It is a people, process, and technology driven systems. It's not something only a technology. A lot of people think about it that it's a technology which is going to help. But it is actually human intelligence which is really going into the system, presently into the manual documentation, how it can be transported, transferred to from analog to digital is a very important thing. And that is a significant improvement is possible in efficiency, quality, compliances, and all that actually. So, what are the challenges in using this artificial intelligence and machine learning? Most important thing is that integrating these systems onto the legacy systems is the main important challenge actually, because earlier we are used to have the silos based systems and all that. Now we need to integrate it and all, and then this should navigate and leverage, where the digital technologies, about the mentioned artificial intelligence and machine learning, but they are already supported by cloud technologies and Internet of Things and all. They have to work together to build up that thing and all that. So, what are the things which we have to think about? It is the most important thing is the data privacy and security concerns. Actually, artificial intelligence is actually compiling a huge amount of data, which is a very sensitive data. It's material specifications, quality parameters, machines data. Machine parameters are captured by using IoTs from sensors and all that. And then this huge data needs to be securely stored. It should be having a data privacy. It should have only limited access to the stakeholders who are managing using the data. But at the same time, it should be shared with those users who are going to take decisions based onto that data. And then the quality of the data is also very important. And then that integrity is there. Because unless you have a good quality data, uh, completely accurate data, timely data, it should not be incomplete, it should not be biased or something which can lead to wrong decisions and all that should not happen. So, getting that accurate data, full complete data is very important thing and all that. And then this data has to get integrated from the legacy systems also because we cannot immediately directly shift it. We have to slowly move from old data from the legacy systems into the new systems. It has to be compatible to the earlier and next operations data also, which has to get integrated and all that. And so moving from the existing present infrastructure to the new digital infrastructure is an important thing, which is a very complex process. So that needs to be planned out, and that requires a huge investment also into the technology and shifting the data and training to the users who are going to use with that particular thing is more important. Many a times there is a lack of transparency is also there. Since we are shifting from the old legacy system of into the silos to the integrated system, there has to be more transparency about the sharing of the data and decision making and all that. So your algorithms have to be very clear. There have to be very much transparency, and that should also leads to automated decision making also, so that no less manpower, less interference into the data transparencies and all is also to be thought about it. But at the same time, it should also build the trust into the system with the various all stakeholders from the various departments, from the supply side, demand side, and outside contractors like it and all also. Now, this has got another challenge is about the talent actually. Since we are looking and thinking about from moving the old data to the new data, old people, old technologies to new technologies, new digital technologies. This, as we discussed earlier, even if we do that investment into the technology, the finally it's a human who are going to run this particular system. So they have to have that confidence into that particular system. So the data science, decision making, data driven decision making, all this have to be there. So this skills needs to be trained onto this new technology, and that is a more important challenge. No, it's moving from old legacy system which they are habituated to move to the new system is challenging. At the same time, this should also support to the regulatory compliances and all also, so that the desired documentation required by the regulatory also should really get fulfilled from this particular system. Then comes the validation of the systems actually. As we are moving from the old systems to new system, validation is also essential. That you are supporting all the regulatory requirements, documentation into the format which is acceptable to the regulatory authority, to the auditors and all. At the same time, the people who have been trained, are they trained sufficiently? Are they capable of generating, maintaining all that documentation in the way it is required and all? It's also an important thing. So validating this particular thing is a process. Is also a very complex thing and also needs a lot of time and efforts. And then comes the data accessibility and integration and all that. Since, as I mentioned earlier, there is a huge number of data, big data is going to get compiled, number of records is going to be huge one. It requires a cohesive decision digital system in a real-time analysis to significantly face the challenges which are there while dealing into this particular data repository and all that actually needs to be thought about it. So thus by addressing these particular challenges, by having a properly planned strategy, properly planned an investment, properly training course, and then collaboration with the regulatory authorities, the whole thing can be worked it out. And then that can lead to a successful integration, which can lead you to move to Pharma 4 faster. And finally, in the long term, a complete digital supply chain operations will be covered up into that actually. So that's should be our focus. Now, what are the tangible, intangible benefits which we can expect by integrating this artificial intelligence and machine learning into pharma supply chain and to pharma 4? As we know, the tangible benefit is the cost reduction. Artificial intelligence can really improve the demand forecasting. That's a starting point. Demand planning is a starting for any businesses and all. And then that accuracy is really required. Otherwise, what happens? You predict something and then there is a huge stockpile up. Or it may be other way. You may have a market demand, but you don't have a products and materials to stock. So, if that accuracy can really improve up to 40%, this depends upon the, of course, each company processes and all that, but that will reduce the inventory carrying cost and minimize the stock outs and all. And it can really help not only big pharma companies, but even to the small companies also. And then that reduction in inventory cost can lead to your profitability also. Second is the increased efficiency as we are using the data, from materials availability to machines availability to manpower availability and optimize all those processes. And then that real correct data will be available. So you can also see a better productivity at a shop floor level. You can have a optimization of manufacturing processes and then that can also increase the supply chain efficiency, maybe up to 25% also, with both artificial intelligence and machine learning integrations and all that. The third and most important thing from the quality control point of view is that based on to artificial intelligence, they can also predict how the product quality will be there at the next process or to the end of the process and to that particular batch and all that. And then if we see that there is any deviation from the required process standard, they can take necessary actions and all that. So improvement into quality control also plays a role and a better quality gives a customer or the patient a better satisfaction. So your product brand is getting created of that actually. And then in case if there are any uh, deviation, the product recall or something is there, that is those such cases are really reduced or may come to the zeros also. And this also helps in the improving the productivity of the uh, shop floor level quality analyst by maintaining the correct data by proper quality system using artificial intelligence and machine learning. This also helps in and enhance the inventory control management. As I discussed in the first parameter about tangible benefits from demand planning, the that demand planning gets integrated with the sales and operation planning to the inventory planning for the procurement and all that. So, a proper improved inventory control management can reduce the inventory level and then the faster turnover of the inventory. And then that is not only reduces the money blocked up into that inventory, but it should also take into consideration the demand fluctuations which are going to happen. So the integration of the demand planning, sales and operation planning, and inventory plays a very important role. That has got a both tangible and intangible benefits and all also. The another benefit is about the predictive maintenance. If you are artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are keeping the all historical data about the uh, probable breakdowns or the maintenance requirements and all that from the previous history. They can predict all those things and take a necessary action which can reduce the downtime and then the maintenance cost, and that will improve the overall equipment availability and its effectiveness. And that is what we normally call it as the OEE, which uses improvements and all that. And that reduces the disruption at the shop floor level and will lead to better product quality. Finally, all these things are getting integrated into a digital supply chain management actually. So at each stage, each operation, this improvements is going to add value to the complete digital supply chain management, and that will have a much bigger benefit into uh, very much tangible benefits also will be there. That order to deliver will be in a lot shorter time. Your product manufacturing cost will come down, inventory cost will come down, your profitability will increase. But at the same time, in the intangible benefits like customers will get more satisfaction that they will feel that yes, my product and materials are are available, the batches or the quantities or something in given time and all that. So they don't have to carry forward the more stocks or something like that. Their deliveries are available in time and all that. So that leads to better patient and customer satisfaction. Then there are some intangible benefits are also there, like there is the improved decision making. As we are talking about the data-driven decision making processes will be there. So digital supply chain will enhance into that actually. And there will be a better planning and better execution about the system. Then comes the enhanced collaboration. As we are now collaborating from demand planning, supply planning to manufacturing to procurement to contract manufacturing, everything gets integrated. So there is a better collaboration because the data is available to all those stakeholders and then they can take a necessary corrective action immediately. And that will improve the collaboration. And then that can lead to innovative culture also. If they find that okay, there are these lacunas are there based on to the data availability, and then that can whatever those bottlenecks are there, those bottlenecks can be identified, and how those bottlenecks can be improved is considered, and then that innovation culture in the organization will be built up. And based on to that culture, they can identify what should be the system requirement should be there, and whether there is an opportunity to use AI further to improve onto this culture is also very helpful, and that will motivate to the employees also. The employees also can start thinking that how we can improve onto this thing by new technologies and digital transformation. So that's the culture is built up that leads to finally the customer satisfaction. And this has got another intangible benefit is into the competition. See, today there is a global competition, and if you can build up your brand, you can create an image that this particular delivers a quality product in time quantity, strong, without any damages into the product, with a lesser cost and all that, then more and more customer, more and more patients will shift it to your product and your brand and all that. So that's another benefit. And AI can really help in building up all those uh, processes and improvements continuously and all that. And that plays a very important role. This also supports the enhanced regulatory compliances. So finally, you have to also see that your this technology should help in improving the processes. I just wanted to give you one example. Like blockchain technology can really play a very important role because that gives the tracking about all product batch status, and what components, what materials you are used, what are the machine and process parameters are there. So the health thing gets integrated, and now that gives the confidence to the regulatory auditors also. And then that data is really also maintained. So our confidence level is built up across the whole organization now. So these are the few benefits which I thought I should share with you. I'm quite sure if you want to have more information, you can definitely visit our YouTube channel, and you will find much more details, much more knowledge, informations over there also. And some more details you will find onto our Udemy learning course onto smart manufacturing in pharma. In case if you have some more suggestions, feel free to write to us, and we will see that your more challenges we can really address it, and we will share our expertise onto that also. Okay, thank you. Bye.